darts. He's comboed with them, the two of them together every single time, when he's had an injury or, Vincent's been off the scene, suspensions, everything like that. So it's been extraordinary too.
There just seems to be so much trust between them. Let's start with runners coming into the parade ring here, and we'll start, Jenny, with Beauty Joy, who... Another horse that Brendan Abdallah just seems to click with at the moment is Beauty Joy, winning the Chairman's Trophy over Beauty Eternal. They've tangled a few times. Everything needs to go right for him, but the track must bring him into calculation, surely.
Well, I think so, yes. He's going to enjoy that sort of going, and the horse actually is one of these horses that's really lightly framed. He's got a good, healthy-looking coat on him once again. He's always so quiet and relaxed here in the parade, so you would think that he would be a fairly easy ride, but it's not the case. He's got a very, very light mouth, this horse, but he goes well for Brendan Abdallah. He was able to win on him last time, and he looks good. He's come back out of that really well. He'll never carry condition, but he looks really well.
Jenny, there are very few horses in world horse racing that get a response when they walk into the parade ring. Golden 60 is being cheered round the paddock here. I don't know about you. I think he looks right up for the job. I mean, you've seen him pretty much every one of his 30 runs. What do you think?
Yeah, look, he's just about to head in my direction. And, of course, we've got a huge crowd in here. Everyone wants to get a glimpse of the champ. And I'll just watch him from head on as he heads down towards me now. He seems to be walking out nicely. He's got a beautiful shine to his coat. He's actually put on a few pounds. He looks good for it. Nothing wrong with his action. He's nice and alert. He's behaving himself well. He can get a bit stirred up late in the parade on occasions, but at the moment he's relaxed and he's good. He looks really well.
Vincent Ho just seems so relaxed about Golden 60's condition and what the task is ahead this afternoon. Voyage Bubble, we spoke about him before, Jenny. Nothing went right in Dubai, was locked away on the inside. Maybe got a few bumps and scrapes from that horse that came down just next to him, but he loves a mile here. He's a Derby winner. He's also a Stewards Cup winner. Yeah,
look, he's a stunning-looking horse too, Voyage Bubble. He's a real eye-catcher. He's got plenty of size, scope and strength. He walks out nice and freely. He obviously coming back from travelling is always a bit of a query, but he's still very fluent in his walking action. He's nice and alert. He can be versatile if asked. And he looks like they've got a little bit of filling in that off-front foot there, so perhaps they've had an issue there, but he's walking out well on it, so he's good.
Here's Beauty Eternal, two beauties in the race, both owned by the Kwok family, and Beauty Eternal and Beauty Joy have raced between them 8 times. Beauty Eternal has a 6-2 verdict at the moment, but today's conditions are probably more in the favour of Beauty Joy. Zach Purton gets a good tune out of Beauty Eternal, however, and a really good solid performer. Still waiting for that elusive success at this level.
Yes, well, that's the issue. I think he might have just climbed his mountain. He's been a very good money spinner for his connections, but he's just struggling a little bit to win at this level. He can lay in on occasions under pressure too. He showed a lot as a young horse, and he's probably just got to where he is at the moment. But he looks good. He's nice and relaxed. He's very strong. He's about your average height. He walks out cleanly. There is nothing wrong with him. He's well.
I just wonder if he's better at 7 furlongs as well. Here's one of the international raiders, Jenny, Obam Burumai, who's been down to Sydney. Luckless in the Doncaster, was hemmed up in a lot of traffic there on a track that probably wasn't ideal, but the racer just passed him by when he finally got clear.
Look, a casual swish of the tail from this guy, but he's actually behaving himself well. He's not overly big, but he's healthy. He does look particularly fit, and his behaviour is quite good. He's sweating up just marginally behind, but I think fitness-wise, no issue whatsoever. So he'll need luck from gate 10, but he's fit.
Yeah, my issue with this horse, Obam Burumai, is just whether the ground's a bit soft and he gets too far back. He's an interesting runner. Brave Emperor comes from the UK, but does most of his winning outside the UK. France, Germany, Italy, Qatar. The only place he's been beaten, I think, was Sweden. Here he comes to Hong Kong. A remarkable, redoubtable horse. I think Luke Morris, Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe winning jockey of a couple of years ago, will drive on from the gate here. A horse who loves soft ground.
Yeah, look, he's a really interesting runner, as you say there, Nick. And he's a horse that he's not overly tall, but he's obviously very talented as a 4-year-old to take all this travelling and perform like he has. He is looking nice and strong in the shoulder. He's very neatly put together. He's a little bit on the warm side, but he's not misbehaving, and he actually walks out really cleanly. So he doesn't look bad. I could leave him there with a place chance.
Champagne colour, Jenny, probably needs to lift a little bit on his last 3 runs for the Japanese.
I would suggest, he'd have to put in his personal best, wouldn't he? And he's been he hasn't been in form for a little bit. He's bandaged quite heavily on all 4 legs there, behaving himself okay. He's got a little bit of size, bit of scope. He does look very fit, so maybe that might help him.
I think this horse might be the best of the Japanese on raw ability, Elton Barrows. I just worry that the ground might have turned against him, Jenny. I'm interested with the gear change. Blinker with just the one cup.
Well, that was a cheer for, if you heard it on air, that when Vincent jumped on board Golden 60, the crowd just acknowledging the champ there. Now, back to Elton Barrows. He's just held up in the lineup here, so hopefully he's going to behave himself. A lot of noise going on here, so it's going to stir up a few of them, and it'll probably stir up the champ too, but it's stirring up a number of these. Elton Barrows getting fired up. He's strong. He's really healthy looking, and he's in pretty good nick. He's bandaged in front, very strong-bodied horse. So, yes, I could leave him there with a place chance. I'd like to see him settle back down.
One horse that has fired up with the crowd reactions, Jenny, is this horse, Galaxy Patch, in the market at 4.2, 1.4. We haven't totally got to the bottom of it yet. What is his best trip? He's been over 1,000, 12, 14, up to 2,000 metres.
That is an unfair question, because I just don't know what his right trip is. He's a very talented racehorse, though. Now, he did get stirred up. He is a 4-year-old. He's a very tall, sort of lengthy type of horse. He's starting to sweat up a touch behind. He could not be any fitter. He never carries much excess condition anyway. But he walks out nice and freely, and he gets over a big amount of ground when he gallops. He's got a huge stride on him. He does look good.
Here's Red Lion, number 10, John Size and Hugh Bowman. Good day for Hugh Bowman already. I like this horse, and I don't have too many ground concerns either. I think he's just going to run a solid race today. Whether he's quite up to winning, I'd have my doubts, Jenny. But he looks well, he looks up for it, and he's got Bowman.
Yeah, look, he's as healthy as he could possibly be. He's got really good hind quarters on him. He's not an overly big horse, and he's not a scopy type. But he will love these conditions, and I think that's as good as I've seen him present. So I'm not going to be shocked if he runs a really good race here. He's a pretty honest type of racehorse too.
He's 39-1 at the moment, is Red Lion. He's had a barrier trial since in Taj Dragon, Jenny Pierrong and Andrea Razzini. He's got an international rating of 110, but his best races here in Hong Kong have come at the 7 furlongs.
That is true. Now, he is walking out really freely, and he's not fussed by all the noise that was going on here in the parade. He's a horse that never carries much excess condition, so he does look fit. He's not light, he's just fit, and he's fluent, and he's sensible. So he actually parades well.
Okay, the best turned out horse there by those that judge that, Beauty Eternal. So well done to the Mafu and the connections involved there. Let's head over to Nick Child. He's standing by with the trainer of the Brave Emperor. It is Archie Watson.
Yes, thanks very much, Tom. Now, the racing world has become such a smaller place. You need horses that can travel around the globe, and one man that's got one is Archie Watson in Brave Emperor. Archie, superb horse he's been for you and the team, this guy.
He's been fantastic. Yeah, he takes all of his away trips really well. He's won in France, Germany, Italy, England and Qatar, and now it's fantastic to be here on a day like this with him.
It certainly won't be lost on you, of course, the enormity of a day like this, and you're taking on one of the very best, so you haven't made it easy on yourself, but how happy are you with your horse?
Oh, I'm delighted with him, yeah. Like I say, he takes it very well. He's been real fresh and well and bouncing this week. The rain, we came out here knowing that we'd be all right on a quick track having won in Qatar, but actually the rain should hopefully play into our favour if it slows some of the others down, because he won on a heavy track in Italy and he's seen plenty of cut in the ground before, yeah.
And I guess with that in mind, obviously it's a bit uncharacteristic. We've had so much rain this week. Are you hoping that is what could be the factor that would bring out the best in him to hopefully, outrun his odds potentially?
I hope so, yeah, for sure. Look, he has gate speed and he races away handy. They don't really seem to be finishing off that well today. I guess the only issue will be if a fair few horses try and ride themselves a bit more handy than they would otherwise, and it gets a bit congested up front. But if he can get a nice chip away handy, I know that he'll keep battling away at the business end, yeah.
And what about the occasion, Archie? Obviously, Golden 60's a superstar. He's being cheered around the parade ring. You rarely see stuff like that. They've got to be pretty special. So I imagine for you and your wife, Brodie, great to be here.
Oh, it's amazing. And, it's great to be here for Golden 60's final race. And if we're not spoiling the party, I hope he wins impressively. Yeah.
Well said, and best luck to you and your owners.
Cheers. Thanks very much, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you to Archie Watson for joining us here on the coverage. Well, Jenny, that was some parade there. It had it all. Golden 60, Vincent Ho, a few celebrities around as well, but who made it into the top 4?
Well, I'm going to put him on top. I'm not going to go against the champ here. I think that's how, that's as good as I've seen him, I've got to say. So hopefully this track's not going to play against him here. He looks fantastic. So number 1, Golden 60 on top for me. Number 2 has to go in as well. That's Voyage Bubble. He's such a cracking type and he looks fantastic. He's just all class. Next best, number 4, Beauty Joy. Now, I don't often put him in because he's such a lightly framed horse, but his coat's absolutely glowing. He looks better than he did last time when he was able to win, so he goes in. And I thought Red Lion looked a picture of health as well. He's only a little small type of horse. He carries a bit of weight around the midsection, but he's been quite honest and he will like a little bit of give in the ground, and that's as good as he can present. So I've gone 1, 2, 4 and 10.
We ought to talk about Galaxy Patch, Jenny, because clearly a horse of massive talent. You say tall, unfurnished, probably going to be better next year, and looks as though this might just be getting on top of him a little bit.
Well, when the crowd went a bit crazy there for Golden 60, he got really upset. But he did settle back down again. Hopefully it hasn't taken a toll on him. He's only a young horse and he's got so much talent, raw talent there. So we don't even know what his best distance is at this stage. He just could be one of these extremely versatile horses. But yeah, he just got a little fired up. I was going to put him in and I'd changed my mind.
Yeah, he had 2 Marfus on him and he was taking them for a walk around the yard at one point, was Galaxy Patch. Paul, quickly a market update with 1.4 the favourite.
Yeah, 1.4 Golden 60, 7.6 Voyage Bubble. He's coming in all the time. 20 Beauty Eternal, 33 Beauty Joy, Obamburmai at 43, 36 Brave Emperor, Champagne Colour 87, Elton Barrows 86, 4.7 Galaxy Patch 38 Red Lion, and Tard's Dragon 77.
Let's get to our race caller, Mark McNamara. Mark, a little bit of drizzle might be starting to fall again, and what's the atmosphere like out the front?
It was actually better around the back than it was out the front, Tom, when he comes out, when it's normally the other way around. He did get a bit of a cheer, Golden 60, but with the way that they carried on around the back, thought he'd come out here and the crowd would go absolutely bananas, but they were rather restrained. Hopefully they'll be just waiting for him to come out in about 4.5 minutes from now when he charges up the Sha Tin straight and wins his 4th Champions Mile. He goes on top because he has to, because he's Golden 60 and he gets the job done. Voyage Bubble goes in for second. He didn't have much go his way in the Dubai Turf. That was 1,800. He comes back to the 1,600 metres here. He's had 6 goes at the trip for 3 wins, a second and a third. He is in for second. James McDonald and Ricky Yu, they combine, of course. He did tangle with Romantic Warrior 2 starts ago here in the City Hong Kong Gold Cup over 2,000 metres. Galaxy Patch has to go in because he just has untapped potential no matter what the distance. And 5, Obamburmai wasn't beaten too far on that rain-affected track in the Doncaster, but worked really well on it here during the week. It was pouring. It had been pouring all morning, and he looked to get the job done well. Big race, International Rider 2 and Damien Lane in the saddle. 1, 2, 9 and 5, Paul, but the champ to win it again.
Yeah, look, we'll be all cheering from come down the straight, but at 1.4 I was looking for some value in this race, and Elton Barrows, I was really taken with his gallop earlier in the week. He's one of these Japanese that's arrived here. He's at 87 and 12, so he's a big each way price. So if he runs second or third to the champ, I'll be more than happy, but I thought at that price he was worth a little each way investment. The one obviously got Golden 60, tough to beat. Voyage Bubble, this should suit him because he'll be right pace orientated on the front, and then the 9 Galaxy Patch. Hopefully that hasn't stirred him up too much. 8, 1, 2, 9.
9, 2 and 5, 1, 9, 2 and 5. Golden 60 on top. The King to return again and to win his 4th Champions Mile. 9's in for second, Galaxy Patch. I don't mind the chances of Voyage Bubble as well. He's a quality miler here in Hong Kong. And I'm also going to stick in Obamburmai off the back of what he did at Royal Randwick last time out, despite not having a lot of luck. So 1, 9, 2 and 5. A recap of Nick's numbers will come up shortly. But Jenny, your paddock numbers.
With the 1 on top as well, that's Golden 60. No surprises there. He looks well here today. He behaved himself really nicely too, even though the crowd was giving him a lot of sort of applause around the parade. So he's done a fantastic job to keep it all together. Next best is that horse on the screen, number 2. I thought Voyage Bubble paraded particularly well once again. He always does, though. He's such a lovely horse. Next best, I thought the 4, that is Beauty Joy. He's come back really nicely since that last win. He'll never put on weight, this horse, and hopefully he's a good enough ride here for Brenton Avdulla. He knows him well after winning on him last time. He rode him perfectly. He didn't even throw the head about. So let's hope that happens again for him and we see the best of him. And I thought Red Lion paraded particularly well. Nice little horse. He looks so healthy. He's got really strong hindquarters. Looked in good order. So I've gone that way. I've gone 1, 2, 4 and 10.
Golden 60 to do it again for me. Fairy tale stuff. What presence he showed around the paddock today. He just seems more impressive every time you look at him. Beauty Joy, I think, is a smashing little horse. Is he quite up to winning? I don't know, but I think he'll be placed again. Won't mind the ground, tactically adaptable. And I agree, Jenny, Voyage Bubble looks so chilled out. First run back here since going to Dubai. You can throw that race out, meant nothing. Back in distance, handy a posse. Best jockey in the world on board. Strong group of jockeys, admittedly, but you can't go too far wrong when you've got McDonald on your side. So I think Golden 60 will do it with Vincent, but McDonald and Purton to follow him home.
What's the play, Paul?
Well, I've thought of do a test with the obvious ones we've all got in there, which is Golden 60, Voyage Bubble and Galaxy Patch, and just throw the roughie and the Elton Barrows. He's come in a bit. He's been back through the Quinellas, but he's at 78 and 10. I think he's the best of the Japanese, and you can't underestimate these Japanese. So a test around 1, 2, 8 and 9, then we can all cheer the one if he does get to the front. The 1, 2, 8 and 9. But Beauty Joy, the one that Nick's put in there for second, there is place money for him. He's come into 3.2 a place. He's 29 a win still at this stage is Beauty Joy. Now there's Quinellas going for the 2, Voyage Bubble. He's into 7.1. Also the 8, which is Elton Barrows. So plenty through him as well. So they're the 2 that are being backed through the exotics. And also now some coming for Red Lion.
Brave Emperor, Nicky, he's been to so many different countries and performed so well. He'll handle rain. Is he tactically versatile?
He's an amazing horse, and a horse probably a lot of viewers in the UK either don't know or don't remember because he does so much of his racing overseas. You could argue he took his form to another level in Qatar. That wasn't a bad race at all. It was on a sounder surface, but when he won at Krefeld, not a track I'm that familiar with in Germany, I was talking to his owner Tom Palin earlier today. He said it was a bog. And he cantered through it absolutely fine. So I don't think we've got any issues with the conditions. And they've got to try and make something happen with Brave Emperor. They've got to try and do something a bit different, try and get horses on the back foot. And that's why I think Luke Morris will just drive him out and make plenty of use of him.
And it's when they put the blinkers on, that really brought about a new horse, essentially.
He's a genuine horse, yeah. But I think it just helped his focus, helped his application, and took him to another level.
And Nick, you were giving Beauty Joy a bit of a chance at odds, of course. He is odds. 28 to 1.
Great odds in the win market, in the place market, Jenny. Everybody knows this horse is just going to keep trying to the end, I guess. So all the place value's been squeezed out.
Yep.
Last few runners are moving in for the second of our Group 1 races here on Champions Day at Sharton. This is the FWD Champions Mile. The favourite is Golden 60 at 1.4 and 1.1 for a place. He's looking to win this race for the 4th time mark, and Vincent Ho is looking to win it for the 5th.
He's indeed Tom, and the 2 heroes of Hong Kong racing in races 7 and 8. Golden 60 into Romantic Warrior. The champion to come forward, Beauty Eternal. About to make his way in. We wait for Red Lion and Galaxy Patch. And also Beauty Joy, who's backed on a place line into 2.9. D, the local caller, has just revved the crowd up for the champ. There he is, drawn next to Voyage Bubble. He's in barrier 7, Golden 60. They're just about ready. There's one out. It's Galaxy Patch. The atmosphere, it grows. The FWD Champions Mile, they're ready. Golden 60, the favourite, they're racing. He was first out, Golden 60, and he jumped so well. Voyage Bubble to his inside. Red Lion began well, as did Beauty Eternal, and came Taj Dragon. Next is Brave Emperor from Elton Barrows and Galaxy Patch on the rail from O Bam Buramai. Second last is Beauty Joy and Champagne Colour as last of all. Beauty Eternal 3 off the rail leads. Golden 60s in the first 3. Voyage Bubbles down on the rail. Red Lion 4th, and then came Taj Dragon and Brave Emperor. 2 lengths to Elton Barrows from Galaxy Patch and O Bam Buramai. Second last is Beauty Joy and 2 lengths to Champagne Colour. It's Beauty Eternal leading, no speed on, and he's out by a length over Red Lion. Voyage Bubbles running 3rd, Golden 60 has 1 out cover 4th. Then Taj Dragon, Brave Emperor follows the champ. Next is Galaxy Patch from Elton Barrows, O Bamboo Ramai, Beauty Joy and Champagne Colour is 3 lengths away last of all. It's a slowly run Champions Mile as Beauty Eternal leads Red Lion half a length. Voyage Bubble third. Vincent easing up 3 wide now on Golden 60. 2 lengths to Taj Dragon and Brave Emperor. Beauty Eternal is the leader. A length and a half, red line. Golden 60. He needs to rally now. Voyage Bubble's on the inside. Beauty Eternal leads. He's 2 lengths over red line and Golden 60. Beauty Eternal, he's still in front. 2 red line, Voyage Bubble, Golden 60 will miss a place. Zach Purton's going to do it again, and he's outstripped them from the front in the Champions Mile. Beauty Eternal gets his moment of glory and beaten home red line and Voyage Bubble in a photo. Then came Golden 60. Next in Galaxy Patch, Beauty Joy, and then Taj Dragon, Elton Burrows, Brave Emperor, O Bamburamai and Champagne Colour. Beauty Eternal, Zach Purton and John Size, and Zach has undone them all again. They forgot about him. Red Lions run second. 12 and 2.7 the winner. Red Line at 4.3. Voyage Bubble the 2 at 1.4. And he has finally delivered. He promised so often. So often he'd been in the money in the Group 1s. And here he is on International Day leading off a super slow tempo, 134.52. And he dashed up the straight and he just did not look like getting beaten. It's that man Purton. 1.5 a neck, 134.52. There's a surreal feeling around Sha Tin because not only has the champion been beaten, he's missed the top 3, but they've all been outfoxed by a cagey man called Purton. Nick Child. Zachary has done it again.
He certainly has done it again, Mark, indeed. Zach, many congratulations. I'll let you walk on. Well done. That was a tactically astute ride that's won a Group 1 on a horse that you've always had faith in.
It was the only hope we had. There was no speed in the race, so just keep him walking. They gave us the opportunity to lead, and I just thought, the last thing I said to John was, I think this guy will like being on the fence because he's just got that tendency to hang in all the time. And he just got into a lovely rhythm, controlled the race. And I thought the only chance I had to beat Golden 60 was to try and put a gap on them and see how we went. And today was his day.
And Zach, he's a horse you've always had such a high opinion of, obviously. He's run some mighty races and very good races, but great for him to get that Group 1 today.
I've always felt like there was just a little bit more there. And he just wants to do so many things wrong in his straight in his races that he can't let down to his full potential. And today we've seen that on the rail.
He certainly did. And obviously for the people that own him, the Kwok family, massive supporters of not just yours, but Hong Kong racing, of course, John Size, and great to see the black, white and pink. Yeah, they're really good owners to ride for as well. They love their racing. They're involved. They spent a lot of money, so they deserve some success. And I'm just lucky that I'm a part of it. Obviously, I've had some success in these colours in this race on this day, so it's nice to get another one for them. It certainly is, Zach. A great occasion. Enjoy it. I'm sure you will. And many congratulations. Thank you.
Beauty Eternity wins the Champions Mile. Beauty Generation in 2018 and 2019 in these colours. Let's relive the Champions Mile.
He was first out Golden 60 and he jumped so well. Voyage Bubble to his inside. Red Line began well, as did Beauty Eternal, and came Taj Dragon. Next is Brave Emperor from Elton Barrows and Galaxy Patch on the rail from O Bamburamai. Second last is Beauty Joy and Champagne Colour as last of all. Beauty Eternal 3 off the rail leads. Golden 60s in the first 3. Voyage Bubbles down on the rail. Red Lion 4th, and then came Taj Dragon and Brave Emperor. 2 lengths to Elton Barrows from Galaxy Patch and O Bamburamai. Second last is Beauty Joy and 2 lengths to Champagne Colour. It's Beauty Eternal leading, no speed on, and he's out by a length over Red Line. Voyage Bubbles running third, Golden 60 has one out cover 4th. Then Taj Dragon, Brave Emperor follows the champ. Next is Galaxy Patch from Elton Barrows, O Bamburamai, Beauty Joy and Champagne Colour is 3 lengths away last of all. It's a slowly run Champions Mile as Beauty Eternal leads Red Line half a length. Voyage Bubble third. Vincent easing up 3 wide now on Golden 60. 2 lengths to Taj Dragon and Brave Emperor. Beauty Eternal is the leader. 1.5 lengths red line. Golden 60. He needs to rally now. Voyage Bubble's on the inside. Beauty Eternal leads. He's 2 lengths over red line and Golden 60. Beauty Eternal. He's still in front. 2 red line. Voyage Bubble. Golden 60 will miss a place. Zach Purton's going to do it again, and he's outstripped them from the front.
Just perfectly rated off the front by Purton. Got across. He can be a bit keen in the early stages. Half the battle sometimes is just trying to get this horse to the start, but he's done it and done it oh so well today. 3:10.2 and 1, 1.5 lengths by Nick, 134.52. The dividends to come up shortly, but Jenny, a terrific performance there.
Oh, unbelievable performance. What a great ride. Firstly, he jumped really well from gate 11. And Nick, you were at the barrier draw, and Patrick Kwok, you spoke to, he wasn't happy.
And he said, how many times have they tried to beat Golden 60 and failed? I said, how do you do it? He said, pray. Well, he's had intervention from above, yes, in the shape of the rain this week. He's also had intervention from an inspired Purton.
Absolutely. And from gate 11, I mean, you know, when Patrick drew that number, he just almost fell off the stage, didn't he? He goes, well, I don't think I've got much of a chance now, but...
And contrasting fortunes for the 2 Kwok horses, because this horse from a wide gate managed to get to the lead. Beauty Joy from an inside gate, who you thought might ride a bit handier than normal, even though he comes with a late rattle, was way back and never had any chance at all. As for Golden 60, you know, if you say, well, he had him even further back than he might have done, why didn't he go to the lead? Well, he didn't even close off for second. I think it's a combination of the absence and the rain-softened ground. He's been beaten on yielding ground before. Have just blunted that turn of foot, Jenny. But the way Purton rode the winner, Golden 60 would have had to have been every bit as good as he's ever been to run him down.
At one point, it sort of looked like he might have been going to sort of let down towards the 200 metres, but he just wasn't able to pick up that late finishing burst that we've seen him trademark here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and just wonder if that weather did sort of, as you talked about, the track just sort of blunted him a little bit, as you've talked about. So, look, he battled on for fourth, but he didn't look like the winner all the way down the straight. There was a lot of money for the winner. Beauty Eternal came in from 24s into 12, so plenty of support for him late.
That's now 8 straight Hong Kong wins in the Champions Miler. It's difficult to bring the overseas horses here and compete against the locals. It's just a locals race, isn't it? It's hard to win when you travel with horses here.
Yeah, it really is. It's harder still when you don't do what you said you were going to do, which is drive on and try and get a really handy position. And if he wasn't going to do that, if he was sitting behind Golden 60 and co, then there was no way he was going to get a look in. I thought Galaxy Patch ran an extraordinary race. Go back and watch that again. He didn't get the run of the race, didn't get the rub of the green, was back and has actually run on, I think, Jenny, to finish 5th or 6th.
Yeah, he has.
He's won for next year, isn't he?
And the first 4 horses in running there, I mean, Zach was just controlling the speed there. The first four horses home.
24.78 when standards 25, and then 23.25 outside standard 23.1, 23.89. Standard 23.05 as we see the closing stages here. And Pierre Rung has always said about Galaxy Patch, the next 2-3 seasons he is going to be a better horse.
I've no doubt about that. What a fantastic horse he is. I can't wait to see him next season.
How high do you think he stands, Jen?
He would be, I'm guessing, 16.3.
He's rangy, isn't he?
Quite tall, and very long-bodied, and you know, he's a bit gangly as well. But I think he'll be even a nicer horse next season.
The dust is hardly settled, but what do you think Stanley Chan and Francis Lawyer are thinking about Golden 60 now, do you?
So hard, isn't it? Because he hasn't had conditions to enable him to show his true hand here. But you saw the way he broke from the gate today. He broke with such enthusiasm, straight into the bridle as he did in December. That, to me, is not the sign of a horse who's had enough racing. When they start breaking a step slow and not really looking like they're enjoying it, I just think conditions and the way that Purton rode the winner didn't allow him to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, this horse was a bit of a query on the surface as well. And let's not forget he was trained by Jason Williams back in Australia prior to coming over here as well. So he's done a great job with his pre-work, this horse, and he's eventually got this big win on the board. He started favourite in the Derby a couple of years ago, so he finished third. And since then, he's been placing, but no wins.
We were sort of questioning him maybe before the race that he just hadn't quite taken that next step. And, well, today he's been given a masterful ride off the front, and he has taken that next step. Paul, we haven't touched about Voyage Bubble. He's got another incredible race again as Voyage Bubble.
Yeah, definitely he has, hasn't he? He was right there on the pace and he ended up finishing third.
Yeah, he boxed on really solidly.
And all credit to both horses who've gone to Dubai and come back. That's a tough trip to back up so quickly. California Spangle and Voyage Bubble have both run absolute stormers today.
And the one that went to Japan didn't so much, and that's Victor the winner. But he had excuses because...
And hopefully that encourages Hong Kong owners with these stars here to want to travel. That they know it can be done. Romantic Warrior going down to Melbourne and performing in the Cox Plate, and those two horses going across to Dubai and coming back here. It can be done. Yes, it's not easy going through travel and quarantine, having to be trained out of quarantine here, but it can be done. You can be successful.
I dare say that man there, John Size, has had a few sleepless nights about Beauty Eternal, because clearly all the talent's there, but it was just a question of unlocking it.
Well, he is such a master trainer. If anyone can squeeze anything out of a horse, he certainly can do that, and he's done it with this horse here today. And very smart to put him up there on the lead, because as Zach said, he can lay in these races. So once he's got that rail to follow, it makes it a lot easier assignment for the jockey and the horse.
I think Champagne Colour might have had a little excuse. I reckon he might have been the horse that stumbled at the start, and he was on the back foot for the get-go there for the Japanese Raiders. I didn't see what happened to Elton Barrows or Oban Burramine.
Elton Barrows ended up very deep on the track in the white and green. So again, didn't have a great trip. I think he's a horse that still got a little bit to offer at a decent level, particularly on better ground. This isn't the weather for the Japanese horses. I'll say that they'll go and win the Kiwi 2 Cup now. But as a general rule, sound, even surface is what they want.
Absolutely. We can see the closing stages here of Zach Purton pushing out Beauty Eternal to the line to win the Champions Mile. And Zach has, of course, had success in this race in the past in these colours with Beauty Generation. It was a magnificent horse here in Hong Kong, and connections are getting set for the presentation out here in the parade ring for the FWD Champions Mile. There's plenty more still to come here at Sharton. We've got the 2,000 metre stars coming up next as we can take you to the presentation now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the trophy presentation ceremony of the FWD Champions Mile will now commence.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together to congratulate Beauty Eternal representing Hong Kong, China, winning of the FWD Champions Mile. This is Beauty Eternal's first international Group 1 win. Congratulations! 富衛保險冠軍一哩賽嘅得主已經順利誕生，係由嚟自中國香港嘅永遠美麗贏得漂亮嘅一仗㗎。May we now invite the Honourable Yao Yinghua Algernon, JP Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development of the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to present the main trophy and a gold-plated dish to Mr. Patrick Kwok, winning owner of Beauty Eternal. 呢個時候，我哋香港特別行政區政府商務及經濟發展局局長丘應樺先生現正真係就係將富衛保險冠軍一哩賽嘅主杯同埋鍍金碟咧，就係頒發俾我哋勝出頭馬永遠美麗嘅馬主郭浩全先生㗎。好，我哋有請丘局長咧，就將鍍金碟咧就係頒發俾郭太代表接受嘅。So Mrs. Kwok is receiving the gold-plated dish. Thank you. Mr. Yao, please also continue to present the gold-plated dish to winning trainer John Size. 丘局長現正咧就將鍍金碟頒發俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅練馬師蔡約翰先生㗎。Congratulations! And lastly, Mr. Yao, please present the gold-plated dishes to our winning jockey Zach Purton. 而家丘局長咧就將鍍金碟頒發俾我哋勝出嘅騎師潘頓，恭喜晒，亦都唔該晒丘局長嘅。Thank you, Mr. Yao. May we now invite Professor Frederick Ma, Chairman Board of FWD Group, to present a souvenir trophy to our winning owner, Mr. Patrick Kwok. 呢個時候咧，我哋有請富衛集團董事會主席馬時亨教授咧，就將呢個紀念嘅銀杯致送俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅馬主郭浩全先生。我哋有郭少明博士代表接受㗎。Thank you, Mr. Ma. May we now invite Mr. Hun Tyne Fong, OBE, Group Chief Executive Officer and Executive Director, FWD Group, to present a souvenir silver trophy to our winning trainer, Mr. John Size. 我哋有請富衛集團行政總裁兼執行董事黃清峰先生，將呢個紀念嘅銀杯致送俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅練馬師蔡約翰先生㗎。And thank you so much, Mr. Hun. Lastly, may we invite Mr. Ken Lau, Managing Director of Greater China and Hong Kong, Chief Executive Officer of FWD Group, to present a souvenir silver trophy to our winning jockey, Zach Curtin. 富衛集團大中華區常務董事兼香港嘅行政總裁柳志堅先生啱啱咧就將呢個紀念銀杯贈送俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅騎師潘頓先生㗎。Thank you also Mr. Lau. Congratulations all our winning connections. 恭喜晒 and I'd like to invite our guests to please look to the front at all our media friends here today for a group photo. 我哋望前方中間位置影張大合照。Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together once again to congratulate our winning horse today. What a fabulous win for Beauty Eternal. Please remain where you are. Now please stand and remove your hats for the national anthem of the winning country, Hong Kong, China. 跟住落嚟，我哋有請香港警察樂隊演奏勝出頭馬所代表國家中國香港嘅國歌。有請各位起立並隨舞。Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the trophy presentation. Congratulations once again to Beauty Eternal. The FWD QE2 Cup will be held at race 8, so see you all again at the trophy presentation. 富衛保險冠軍一哩賽嘅頒獎儀式嚟到呢度已經係圓滿結束。提提大家，我哋第8場就係富衛保險冠軍女王杯。第8場之後呢，我哋現場嘅熒光幕亦都會有冠軍賽快問快答嘅二維碼出現㗎。大家記得要等到第8場，千祈唔好錯過，可以贏取入馬房同金槍60近距離接觸嘅機會。我哋陣間頒獎禮再見。
There it is, the trophy presentation of the FWD Champions Mile. We can see the vision here from the start. This time we're riding with Hugh Bowman and Red Lion with jockey Cam, and away they go from the start. You can see in the early stages out wider, the pace coming from Beauty Eternal. Golden 60s right there, Voyage Bubble. Red Lion not too far away, Taj Dragon towards the inside, Elton Barrows between runners. See Galaxy Patch on the inside's quite keen in the early stages. Brave Emperor next.
I think you're about to get a key view from the jockey cam, because this is where Vincent Ho just eases back a bit. He takes back. He doesn't want to take on Purton for the lead, and that'll be the debate now, as it has been each time Golden 60's been beaten. Has he been taken too far back? Should he have just sat on Zach Purton's girth, Jenny?
Yeah, look, you can see Red Lion, Hugh Bowman, just coming up to go alongside Beauty Eternal. And then Zach just gives him a little bit of rein, so he's not annoying him there, and he's just able to go along. He's just cruising along really nicely there. Now, Golden 60 is very much on the bridle, isn't he? He's pulling along a little bit there, and he's just covering a tiny little bit of ground. Of the rest, Voyage Bubble getting a nice run on the inside. He's also travelling nicely. Might we just say congratulations to John Size, first and second, with Red Lion as well.
Yeah, Red Lion's run a massive race. And as you said, his temperament plays into the hands of a good run in a race like this, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and that given the ground was good. But they also went forward on him. You can see J Mac is getting stuck into Voyage Bubble there. There's not a great deal of room, so he may have been able to finish just marginally closer than that. But now there is, and Golden 60, well, he's just not going as well as we were hoping.
The amount of ground that he's actually lost inside the last half furlong in the second and third makes me think that no matter how Vincent had played this, he probably wouldn't have got by the winner.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Just the way it's sunk back there over the final stage. They have weighed in Nepal 3:10 and 1.
Yeah, 126.50, 27.43 and 14.50. Quinella places 3 and 10, 207.50, 2 and 3, 70.50, 2 and 10, 122.50.
Been living in the shadow.